Oh, that's yeah. That's
Yes.
I like that. Like I
We
love
are
that
live.
shirt.
We're streaming live, so
Me too.
All right, y'all ready?
it's the beautiful
ready.
thing that she's more interested in.
No, it's the
I think she wants the tacos. I think
I told you I was gonna pay you in tacos, and you didn't want that.
See, no.
What if you love
Now, unless the tacos got money in it.
No, but she loved tacos.
Hey.
Make up your mind.
Stuffed tacos. Stuffed mini.
There we go.
Mini.
There we go. That's what I said. Money tacos.
The money talk.
You ain't say what's in the taco. We doing money tacos.
Whatever. No such thing as a money taco.
Put anything
My
in
life.
taco.
Exactly.
She literally put anything.
I
in
want to.
Make the shell the
all
money.
on live. Just gonna put that.
I want to work. I want to. What's some people with the sign? I work for food.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
No, I work for money.
And you work for money.
I work for money.
What is this world coming to? You work for, what you say?
free.
You don't? Okay.
You don't work for food.
You don't know that. a brother hungry.
Oh, that's right.
Mind your business, all right? Mind your business.
Hey.
That's all I'm saying. Mind your business.
Trying to jump on that thing in the water.
Come on, wait. Where we at?
5, 4, 3, 2. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I am Dr. Business, and we're so glad that you tuned into another Profit and Growth segment where we're also going to give you something for your head, something for your heart, and something for your hands to do. Why your head? Because we are an intelligent people, so we want to make sure that we get the right information to you in order to make the right decisions. Your heart, because we are a feeling people. We emote. We're passionate about a thing, so we have to sprinkle in that passion and what it is that we logically think about. But then your hands, because faith without works is dead. So we have to put in the work. We have to do our part so that God can do his part, so that the supernatural is activated in our lives. Family, we're so excited about the cast of characters we have here around the round table. We're having such a good time. You should see us offline. Some of you can. And we talk about anything and everything. There is no holes barred. In fact, once we go off air, radio-wise, video-wise, we're going to break out the baby oil and the disco ball.
Not
and
again.
not, what you say, not again? I know it's gonna bring back some flashbacks. I know. Her mom went back there. She was like, Lord, again. Woo! It was just last night. You know, I'm trying to recuperate. You know.
Never take a break.
Okay.
Do it, don't world.
Okay. Tell us about the broke nail.
Oh, I can't tell you about this.
You got to tell us about the broke nail.
Man, I was working yesterday. Working.
Doing what? What kind of
oil
work
and
you putting in?
The baby oil. This
You swinging from that shower pole.
Yes,
Oh,
girl.
Lord.
What happened? What?
Shower rod.
Shower rods. Explain that to
You
me.
never seen?
How that work?
What's it called? What's her
Love
name?
and Hip Hop, Mimi?
Love and Hip Hop.
I've
And she
never
made
seen
a
that.
sex tape that got leaked.
Okay.
And they were on the shower rod like that, and they were doing
There's
everything
been
they
multiple
could.
videos of people trying to mimic it. Hilarious.
Really?
Hilarious. Yeah, it was
Hilarious.
fails. I mean, was it actually
Epic fails.
Did they achieve it in the first place?
No, they was just mimicking.
They
her,
would,
being funny.
but
It never worked.
it never worked from the jump. But I mean, it's a shower rod.
Because that rod right there fall down.
Oh yeah, that's what most people were doing it off of.
Off
Yeah,
of
so
that?
Something like that. Yeah, like,
Really?
like seriously.
What, did they
Yes.
have a special rod they was doing it on?
You got to do it on a
No,
real
they,
rod.
They was doing it on a real
Like one
shower
that's
rod.
That screwed into the
and
wall and
Yeah, 'cause
stuff.
that gonna come down.
Yeah.
And
both
then
of y'all.
and then what is it that you do when you get up on the
And
rod?
dancing,
Dancing, swinging.
dancing and swinging on a rod,
Uh-huh.
and then she does other stuff, of course. But it's the dancing and swinging that's hilarious because people get up there, it's all
And they
lubed in baby oil and get to fall and slide all in the bathtub. And
Oh, my
it's hilarious.
goodness.
Oh, really?
Got to check it out.
Have you done this?
I mean,
No, I don't
try
know. That's why I'm
I
asking.
try everything.
You try everything?
I try everything. Keep
Okay.
the spice and the life.
See, we gotta get super industrial rod around my house because we a little heavy. That's okay though,
I
but
know
it
that's
works.
right. I know that's
It's
right,
still up
honey.
there, so I mean,
Do whatever is necessary to make it
anyways.
work.
So you subscribe to that same philosophy?
Which one?
Just making it work.
Oh,
do
make it work.
whatever
Make
you
it
got to
work.
do.
Make it work.
Do
Make
whatever
it
you
work.
gotta do.
We do, we do.
That way, my man, when he not home, I know he coming back home. He ain't looking for
Yeah, he
nothing
ain't gonna
else.
go nowhere. That's fine.
I do everything I gotta do at home. No.
We do a little extra around my house, just in case. It's okay. I don't mind getting a little dirty. It's fine.
Exactly.
Dirty how?
You know what?
Educate me. You know,
I got it. Listen.
inquiring minds
What a
want to
screen
know.
said. What a screen.
Get you some pen and paper, some crayons, draw some stuff.
Hey.
It's okay. We got
Educate
videos.
us. You got videos? Oh, you do videos.
No, I don't
Okay.
do videos.
No, if you do
You gotta
videos.
stimulate the mind as well as the body. You gotta stimulate every aspect of the person
Every part.
to make them come back and stay home.
And you have to stimulate that mental piece first.
The mental piece,
And if you get that,
you good.
Ooh, what makes
So you
you,
got the
Whoa,
mental
whoa,
piece,
whoa, whoa.
the spiritual piece, every
Mental and spiritual,
aspect.
yeah.
what makes you think he want the mental?
you just have to you just have to awaken that.
He don't
Mental
need that mental awoke.
No, I
There's
feel.
other things he need woke.
No. That's gonna get awakened. That's not a problem.
need that.
The mental piece comes in where if you have a man that is outgoing and business minded, you need a woman that is creative and can take his business mind to another level. You got to work together. And if she's a ding dong and ain't thinking nothing, all I want to do is spend your money, that ain't gonna work because you're not flowing. In the
No,
same,
they got trophy wives like that. Isn't that how the trophy wife
And that's why
syndrome
that
work?
man is still out there doing XYZ with everybody else because she
Even with the trophy wife on his own?
Yes, ma'am.
She don't
Yes,
mind
sir.
too, as long as that check.
She don't
coming in,
mind?
She don't mind.
She don't mind.
So she like Sharon.
Exactly.
It's Sharon.
I'm
Sharon
not
is
a woman
Karen.
to share.
No, Sharon not Karen?
Yeah, not Karen.
No?
I
Okay.
am alpha. I am alpha female in my household, and that's it. He's the alpha male. I'm the alpha female, and we work together.
No, yeah, little bracelets.
Oh, my little bracelets.
Yeah,
I saw.
banging the table.
I saw. But that's how
I'm gonna hold your hand.
I thought you wanted to hold my hand.
You did reach out.
Exactly.
I know he did,
Your man a bodyguard and
Just
whatnot.
sounds like
He got his
Exactly.
executive services. I don't want him up in
but
here
you know, I
trying
mean,
to attack
like,
me.
You have to. Men want a woman that literally stimulates their mind. That's going to be like, oh, babe, you know what's the next thing we can do? And you're just moving together as one, as a unit. We are one together in that household. What do I do? You do with me. You know what I'm saying? If, hey, you say, babe, I feel like I got to go in a life of crime. Then I have to say, well, you know, I got to give you a couple of options. Do we want to end up in jail, dead, kids running around? Or do we want to end up doing things in a better direction? Or if you say, well, you know, if I'm with that man and I got that horrible mind with him, I say, okay, well, you know what? You saying let's rob the bank this way. Let me figure out a better way to do it. That we're not going to get caught.
Yeah, that's
So it's
right.
creativity. That's how we work together. That's how we stay together. It works all ways, whether it's negative or positive. But a man wants a woman mentally to stimulate his mind so they can move together.
Here I want to add one thing. What you think is already there. So it creates your outer physical reality, what you think. So if you're thinking something, it will definitely going to create.
So a man thinketh, so is he.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because what it is in your mind becomes your reality.
exactly.
And a lot of times people think that money changes people. Money don't change people. It just amplifies what's already on the
Exactly.
inside of you
Exactly.
to begin with.
Exactly.
So if you're a bad person, you're just a bad person with
Just a
money.
bad person. Exactly.
If you're a good person, you're a good person with money.
Exactly.
So if I'm bad, I'm going to use my money for bad things.
Right.
If I'm good, I'm using my money for good things. Yeah.
Oh man,
Hey,
Your best friend?
your president.
hello, that is not my president. Obama
It is your
will
president.
always be.
Trump is
the
your
president of the
president.
United States of America. Unfortunately, I just live here.
Mm-hmm.
He's not my president.
And you ain't
I
left
don't
the
claim
country
him.
left yet.
I know, because it's such a
Exactly.
free world, supposedly. But no.
Supposedly.
Yeah,
right.
supposedly.
No,
However,
once that
no.
wall get up, no.
I know, right? Whoa.
We'll pass an offering bucket and see if we find somebody to pay for it.
Exactly.
I don't understand. But so how does somebody like that get elected to office when he won the electoral college votes, which is how he got into office, but he did not win the popular vote?
It's money.
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 So if you have enough money, you can buy whatever you need to buy.
It's money.
Because money answereth all things.
Money.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the election.
Money.
Hmm.
Don't buy you respect for everybody. Definitely not. But Money.
Certain people though, because certain people, for
because
those
if you're
that respect money.
If you're putting that money back into their pocket some type of way, and I know that's what's going on, of course. Oh, I respect you. Oh yeah, no, not for me. I don't care how much money in the world I got. You cannot buy my respect. Is that I either respect you or I don't. There's no gray area.
But you can pretend like you respect
No, I'm
somebody
not- no.
if the money right.
No.
You work on a job, all right, and boss man said, "Hey, I'm gonna pay you $500,000 a year." You may not respect the boss man, but because he the one cutting the check, you gonna act like you respect
Well,
him.
I guess you're right. So I tolerate them. I tolerate them because I need my paycheck to take care of my family.
Exactly. That's
But-
what I'm saying.
and that's
It's a
why
good
now-
paycheck. So
And that's why now most people are like, oh, if I feel like I can't respect somebody, I need to be in business for myself. That way I ain't got to deal with nobody else.
that is true.
Can't punch a clock.
Can't punch a clock forever. And I feel like the people,
But some people do, though.
Some people do because
Right.
they don't. And I feel like the ones, and that's okay. If that's the way, that's the life you want to live, that's all fine and good. Not, I need to,
So you don't punch clocks. You don't want to punch a clock.
I don't want to
goal
punch
is
a
Do-
clock.
not to punch a
Not
clock.
the goal is
You
not.
punch a clock?
No.
No, you
No.
don't. You like punching clocks?
What do you mean by punching?
Clocking in to a
Clocking
job.
into a job,
Working under something.
working for the man,
Working for the man.
working for somebody else.
It depends what kind of industry you're working in. Like in IT,
Mm-hmm.
you don't punch the clock, so it's really flexible at times.
Okay.
Like you can.
Because you're an independent contractor.
Yeah, I mean not an independent contractor, but it's just that you have to work on your laptop. You can work from home. You can work in the office. So
So you're working your passion or your schedule still, even though it's underneath a company. Like you still work for a company, but you have the freedom to
yeah,
work
I
as
mean,
you want.
I want flexibility, like for the work-life balance. So
Right.
yeah, but I don't want to punch the clock.
I don't want to punch anything. say no to violence.
Punching bag. That's about it.
How important is it to have a work-life balance? Because some people, they just all work. And some people, they all
Play.
Right.
But how important is it to have play and work?
It is really very important aspect of our life because everything starts from our body and our mind. Having a good balanced work life, everything is done by your own body and your own mind. You're working, you're putting your brains into it, and then you're coming back home, you're taking care of your family, children, household. So I believe that the main aspect of life is to have a good health, wisdom and wealth. For that, you need to have a work-life balance. Then only you will be able to attain all these three things, which are the basis of life.
But you have people out there that work two, 3, 4, 5 jobs, leave the children at home by themselves, latchkey kids, because mama, single parent household, and you got 10 jobs. So you like never see your kid. And then the kid grow up some certain kind of way and you get upset later on. So what do you say to those parents that work all the time and spend no time with the children and no time at home?
Well, everybody has their own situation in life. You cannot compare your life with the other person. But as far as kids are concerned, we have really great examples in this world, like Elon Musk's mother. She did like 5 jobs a day, and see, her 3 children are one of the great pioneers in the country. So it depends what kind of value system you provide to your children during the initial years of a child's growth. And I mean, it's all about like what you sow, so shall you reap. If you provide positive value system to your children, definitely you will get the good results.
So what you're saying is what we were talking about earlier. It all goes back to how you raise your children.
Yeah.
No matter if you're busy, you could be one of those mothers that's stripping. She gotta work that pole to make that money.
Money's
She
money.
has her kids that are turnkey. They're doing everything themselves. But when mama has that time, she's still spending time and still inputting values, important values in her children so that they still grow up and be great people. Not the ones that we're looking at and you're like, what in the world done happened to you? What is your mom? What have your mom taught you, or what have your parents taught you? So it really
That's
is.
when you want to spank the mama.
Exactly. You want to spank the mama. So it really is, it's about the parent. It's all about how you were raised and what you really want out of your children.
I'll tell you my example. My parents were always working full-time in the full-time job. So me and my brother, we used to take care of each other, and I think we grew up really well. And my brother works for Apple in California, and my parents used to work like full time, and they used to come in the evening at home. So we used to take care of each other. Used to do our own homework of school and then college, and I think we had a good upbringing. It has nothing to do with your parents being outside, and it has nothing to do with the upbringing of any child.
So your upbringing was your parents. They disciplined you all. They taught you values and taught you everything that was necessary. That's what we're talking
That
about.
makes
Because a lot of parents are not teaching their children this stuff. Even though they're working, or may not be working, they're still not teaching what's necessary so that the children are actually raised up and are good citizens or good people, period.
You need to, as parent, you need to teach your children the do's and don'ts in the society, and then once they grow up, you leave them, and then they understand themselves. Like when they go outside the home, like once they join the college. So during the initial 17 years of any child, like being a parent, you need to tell your children like what are the do's and don'ts, what is the difference between right and wrong, so that they can understand and value that thing that they have in their life.
So what's more important? A parent that makes six figures and spends less time at home, or a parent that makes $10,000, $15,000 a year and spends all the time at home, or the parent that makes 50, 60 grand a year and does your traditional 9 to 5, come home and have the evening with the children?
I tell
More money, less money, or a balance between average?
I'll tell you, it has nothing to do with money. I have seen all kinds of parents. I've seen housewives. I have seen people who are earning like 50, 60,000 per year, or some people. I have seen $1 million people as well. But it has nothing to do with earning money. It depends like what kind of a parent you are, what kind of value system you're giving to your children. Like money cannot teach the values, or money cannot teach the difference between the right and wrong. Money is your personal preference, or your situational thing that you got to earn this much of money because you have done such kind of an hard work, or you put your brains into the education at the right time, at the right age, and you got the right opportunities in life. But some people got the right opportunities who seek for it, some people don't. But it doesn't mean that those people who didn't get the right opportunities to earn that much of money, their children cannot have a good value system. It has nothing to do with money. It's
Cameo, is that your opinion?
Yeah.
Does it have to do with money? Does money play a part in it? Or is it just, we just all get along?
All get along. I think this is a conversation that stays in my household. So it's just like, right on point. One of our biggest things that we take on is the quality instead of the quantity. Mm-hmm. So there have been times where I'm working 2 and 3 jobs, and I'm full-time student in school, and I'm not able to spend much time with my children, and I make sure it might be like 3 to 6 month period, because I truly believe that families should spend more time with their children and not focus so much on the income that's coming in. I have made substantial amount of sacrifices where I could be in a better materialistic situation and have a house and the car that I want and the designer clothes that I want. However, I chose to not take certain salaries or jobs so that I could spend that time with my children, and the relationship that we've built is so much stronger and add so much value to who we are as individuals and building that character and independence and just that bond between everybody, versus if I had all that money and I was at work, we wouldn't have any of that.
Money or stay at home?
I agree with what you said. The quality time is definitely a must. I think because I don't have any of my biological own children, so right now I can't really fully understand like how to.
So your answer's money.
No.
And that's okay.
I mean, yeah, it's funny, but like you should raise your kids.
Keep it real,
You
right?
shouldn't be at work like, you should still spend time with your children. Like that's definitely a must. Cause like we were saying earlier, kids are, if you raising yourself, how do you know right from wrong? You know, and you looking at the kids crazy. Like you should have taught them that. But I mean, how can somebody pick money if you want to raise your kid? Like, I just can't see I don't know where the balance.
You gotta find that balance, and it's hard to find
I believe it. Because you said you made sacrifices, and I know that's got to be hard because that balance, I couldn't even imagine having to choose. So
it's so hard.
I believe you. I believe you.
Sometimes I'm just like,
Feeling
oh my
the pain.
God.
I know. Like, ooh, if I didn't have you,
Right, and sometimes it has
Mama
to
be on
like-
top of the world.
For real.
Exactly.
And you know what? And he'll say like, "It's okay, Mom. We don't need that big house. It's okay. We don't need that car." You know, but that's the quality in the that time that I put in, on top of the sacrifices. Or sometimes I have chosen money, and I'm like, I might be 1 year. I'm like, sorry, I gotta get mine because this is what I want right now.
Right.
And then I might have a pit like the last 2 years. Because I worked so hard for 5 years prior to that, the last 2 years of my life, I've dedicated solely to my children. Like this summer is like so hard for me because I want to go on trips and I want to shop and da-da-da. But my youngest son is going to kindergarten and I want this last summer with you because I never had the opportunity to be home with my kids. So I'm going to create my own business, and which turned out to be a total blessing, and I'm so glad that I leaped out and did it, to now that me and my youngest son has a different type of bond. So when you go to kindergarten, now I know how to adjust my schedule to say, hey, I don't want latchkey kids. But I wasn't always like that. It was the money. Mm-hmm. Early 20s.
Yeah.
And I'm going to work. I'm going 2-3 hours. And that's when my father told me, okay, if you're going to work that hard, if you're going to do this, then it's the quality. What values, like you just said, are you instilling in him?
Right.
So when I'm not home or he's with babysitters or whoever, and that's for all parents, if you're in that struggle, don't focus so much on that 6-figure. Because it's not always going to be there. You can lose that job tomorrow, and then you're going to sit in the room depressed because now you don't have a relationship with your kids, and you don't have your money.
Right? And you sitting there broke. So I'm like, what do you do then? Like,
Actually, you need both of them together in your hands. I mean, it goes hand in hand. So the best thing is if you get a balance between the two, you give values to your children, and then you earn good money, and you can create a balance. So that is the ideal definition of a work-life balance for me.
We're going to take a quick break and come back. Family, you are tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media. Around the table, we have
BJ.
Amanda.
Cameo.
Sakshi.
and I am Dr. Business, and we'll be right back. How was that for everybody?
That's good.
That'd be such a tough decision. Money or I mean, not really. I'm still stuck on it. I'm sorry. You gotta raise your kids.
You can talk about it after we come back.
5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I am Dr. Business, and I'm so glad that you have stayed tuned in. We're excited about the ladies we have around the table. We're talking about work-life balance and our children and whether or not we put money over the quality time that we spend with our children, how much time we need to be spending with them. Do we just do the 9-to-5 thing, whether or not we have a business or work for somebody else, and then have the 6 o'clock to the, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock with our families? Or is it okay to have a full-time job and then have a part-time job, so now you're not getting home till 10 o'clock, just in enough time to tuck Junior into bed, and then get up and do it all over again, or even if you have a full-time job and a part-time business that you are trying to operate. How much time, I guess, per day should we be spending with our children in order to instill in them the values that we want them to have? BJ?
Again, it is definitely a difficult question.
With your 10 kids?
My multiple children, yes.
You're going to keep increasing the number.
No, we're done. Grandbaby time now. We're done with that.
Just
now.
lazy folk. Lazy.
However, I feel like values is very important. Whether you are a parent that you're working, you're going to school, and you're still trying to instill values in your kids. One of the things that I feel like is necessary is having a routine. Routine gets broken all the time. For me, I have to have routine because, like I said, one of my sons is autistic. So routine for him is necessary. However, me being who I am, I always throw a monkey wrench in it because I have to switch it up so I can teach him in the future. Things are not always as planned out. You have to understand that things are going to be, it's going to be a monkey wrench thrown in it. You got to be able to work around it. So for me, I wake up in the morning. Me and my kids, we pray in the morning. We eat breakfast. Dinner time is a must. We all eat together. We pray together. We eat together. If I'm not there because I used to work night shift, then they will call me when they're about to eat, and I will pray with them. I may not be able to be there, but this is something that is a family tradition for us. On the weekends, we all may sleep in late. We might watch cartoons. If I have to go to work, we figure out a way. You have to figure out a way where you're still making your money, you're still doing what's necessary for your household to supply for them, but you still have to be able to make sure your children have that normal feel, that normalcy. You know, like, today, like Taco Tuesday. My family is they don't have Taco Tuesday. They looking at me like, you want us to take some bread and like, we gonna do Taco Tuesday? Like, it's a necessity in my household. This is something that it's tradition. This is what we do. Like I told my kids,
so special.
It is. Taco Tuesday be on point, man. I'm telling you.
She's serious about that.
Yeah. My kids are serious about
know.
it. My kids are serious about it. They're like, hey.
All right.
Oh, Mom, you're missing something. Where's the tomatoes at? Or like, did you chop them up this time? Come on, help out. Like, certain things we do in my house is so that everybody joins in.